Hello, everyone. We're back.
Hello, guys.
And she's back. Last week,
today.
I know, last week she didn't join us. This week she is with us. Y nuestra otra hermana está afuera.
I came back and she decided not. Well, she didn't decide. She had vacation. So, sis, hopefully you have a good vacation. Must need it. You know,
So apparently that's how it looks like this summer's going to be like.
vacation.
Ya casi no vamos a estar las tres. O sea, va a ser either two, one missing. De repente might be one of us only.
I know.
And it'll probably be you.
Because I'm only by myself here.
Well, anyways, how is everyone? I hope everyone did good. I hope you had an excellent week this past week. It was Father's Day, still going on. And last week's topic, we had technical issues and we weren't able to upload it on this channel. So
I'm going to put the link below, for the last episode, with my sisters, with their guests. So if y'all missed the other, because I think in the page is on there. So if y'all missed the other one, y'all could see the last previous video. I'm going to put the link below because it's on our other sister's profile because it wasn't on this profile.
okay.
So sorry.
So pay attention on it's going to be on the what, description?
Yeah, it's going to be on the description on the bottom. I'll put the link so y'all can go back and see that video.
Yes, with that video we had guests, so it's kind of interesting. It was very long. It was a real good talk, really good
I
talk.
know, I seen it. I was like, oh my god, this is a long video, an hour and casi 30 minutes.
An hour and a half?
Yeah, I think it was an hour and a half, casi.
Wow, I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even see how long it was.
I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder it was like we're having a problem setting it, putting it on the profile of YouTube. I was like, oh my gosh, I was getting frustrated. So Cindy was like, I just put it on my profile, so we just put the link below so y'all could go see it.
Okay.
So.
Well, that topic was about how it was to have someone being proposed to, which we hadn't had that in our family, on our side.
No.
So it was a very good experience. And the guests that we had, it was sisters of the groom, future groom. And how
They actually did good. Erica and Crystal, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Y'all did so good. So
Yeah, it was a very good talk. It was very interesting for them too. Everybody was not expecting, but I guess we were waiting it for so long. Okay, finally, I think we're gonna see that waiting. So, but
I'm waiting on two more.
Estela y Emily. Let's see if that happens. Like I said, you remember when it was their 15? I said, oh, it was so sweet. They had their 15, and I go, now the next biggest dream for a mom is their wedding.
I'm not a mom, but they're like my little sisters.
You will get teary too because you got teary during the
Yes, I got teary during Nayeli's when she was getting proposed. Like, oh my god! I guess because we've been with them since they were so
yeah. Even though she's not a mommy yet, but she's practically been like a mommy with them because she's not. No. She's their aunt, and they don't even call you aunt.
No, they don't call me aunt because I told them I was like, with the older ones, it's like they're my little siblings.
Yeah.
And especially like them three, because I'm like, oh, I always wanted a little sister, but I got a little brother, which no hard feelings, because I love my little brother. But I always wanted a little sister, but no, me dio mi mom, me dio a little brother, but.
So I guess that's why.
Yes, it did.
It's so weird because whenever they introduce her to everybody,
like,
hey, have they ever introduced you as your tia or just Maricela? I haven't even paid attention to that.
Yeah, they have.
Okay, la introducen como mi tía Maricela, but they don't even call you tía.
I never liked it.
No. And they don't even get along as tias and nieces. Oh my god, they get along like sisters. Yeah, you do.
We do. We get along like sisters. I'm like, they're like my little sisters.
Yeah. But anyway, so hopefully that's what we'll wait for. Nayelis, once Nayelis comes, and we still have Estela, and we still have Emily's. So hopefully. But anyways, continuing that subject, el proposal. Before that we started the video, we kind of got into about getting married, about marriage.
Oh yeah, we're talking.
And I like to wait, stop. Let's record about it because first we're gonna do the topic was gonna be about fathers. But then we're gonna have a special guest next week with us, our little baby brother. He's like the baby of the family and all girls. So we said we'll leave that topic for next week and choose another one for this week.
I think because Cindy should be back next week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But so then we started talking about marriage, and I'm like, well, is there really an exact time or like time frame to get married after after dating someone? And she started saying, and then someone said, well, some people get married after 6 months of dating, and then on their 7th they get married. And then we have other boyfriend and girlfriend that they've been dating for 10 years, and they get married. So I was like, and what did you say?
I said something. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying like us Hispanic, culture Hispanic. Especially I think our parents, because like mom got married at such a young age. They expect, us to be married at so young, be having kids at a young age. That's what I feel, because.
So do you feel you think you feel pressured? Because being the fact she's one of the babies of us and she's still not married,
Yeah,
she still has no kids. Do you feel pressured?
Sometimes I do.
You
Especially when they ask me, when are you gonna have kids, Mom? When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna give me a grandson? I was like, it's not gonna be with somebody random. Like, no, but it is kind of like you do feel pressure. I feel like I feel pressure.
But then it's kind of weird because you feeling pressure from mom, which it's not like she doesn't have grandchildren.
Exactly, like she hardly spends time with them. Sorry, Mom, but
okay, if she doesn't or doesn't, but, she already has a lot of grandchildren.
She already has 14, so I'm like, why? I did tell her that. I'm like, you have enough, and then you got great grandkids too.
Oh, that's right.
I'm like, you got 4 great grandkids. Yeah, so I'm like, why you
pressuring me?
That's what I feel like.
Well, then I started thinking. I go, well, do we actually feel pressured? Well, she says she does.
I do sometimes, but I feel sometimes I want to, but then I don't, because mostly all my life I work with kids, and they make me not want to have kids.
So that's probably what kept you from having kids.
And then that's what keeps me from not having kids.
And getting married. She's like, ugh, I'm too the.
No, I think marriage, because I don't know, really, sis. Sometimes I want to, but then I'm like, no, because I see all these failure marriages, relationships. I'm scared. I'm like, oh, he's like, that's gonna be. I get scared with relationships. Like, oh, he's not texting me back and this and that. Like, it's already enough of that.
So I think it's stressful enough. Well, my opinion is what I think. Even though I got married very young, I did, but not too young though, because I have 2 siblings that got married
a young
way. Well, 14 and 16. So me being 18, I think that's a little bit way better. But in a way, I probably don't regret getting married so young, because I was young enough to enjoy them, and I'm young enough to enjoy my grandchildren. Why? Because the grandchildren drain you. So you do need energy. And I was like thinking, oh my God, imagínate que si los hubiera tenido como I wanted to past 50, past 55. No.
Oh hell no, you have no energy. Oh,
No, yo creo que no
pudiera. Because I already feeling it. I was like, yes, I'm 33. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, 33, 34. She don't even know my age. Well, anyway.
You're 34, sis.
I'm 34. I'm trying to go low. Well, I'm 34 and I'm like, I don't want to kid right now. I'm having no energy no more.
Because you still babysit one of your nephews.
Which I have him right here. So if you hear in the background, sorry, he's watching Bluey.
And how old is he?
He's 3.
Okay, how does he drain you?
He's a lot.
See? Okay, so see, she's probably thinking, oh my God, I don't have energy anymore. So imagine your kid?
That's what I think about it. I'm like, if it happens, it's just one and I'm done. Sorry.
Okay, but point being is like, I think all I say is that if you have a chance to like live life on your own, be independent, go for it, because it's best probably what I've noticed is like women, like probably most of some of that are my friends, that they ended up getting married past 25, 26, and they didn't have kids till like 30, 31. And they look like pretty happy. Happy. And not only that, but they still seem energized. Probably because of the fact that they actually lived their life to the fullest, without having
life.
Well, you're still living life. And they actually were ready to settle down, and I don't see them tired. I look at them and I'm like, man,
yeah, I'll be tired.
I was like, wow, so really, I think just doesn't really matter in our culture probably does. Everybody expects us to get married young, but I guess as long as you live your life
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I feel. Like,
you feel like you haven't lived it to your fullest yet.
Well, I have, and I feel like I still do. It's just I haven't found that person que me amarre y like, no.
Oh, so también entonces porque she hasn't found that one.
I think that's one.
That's
I
one.
don't know. I think. I mean, because I still go out. I still go out party and stuff. I'm like, too old for this. But then I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm still young.
No, you're not too old for that because trust me, in those clubs, you're gonna be seeing those young grandparents, the ones that started at 16, 18, and they've done with their,
Remember the last video that we made when I went to, when you seen it when I was like, I went to Conejo Malo. I told you I saw older people there.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I should not feel old.
Exactly. You're gonna be seeing those youngsters that they're barely starting to live life and they waste money like crazy. Como los 18, 19, 20, que gastan dinero lo pendejo. And then you probably see like her age, in mid-30s, they're still single, still, enjoying their life. And then you're going to see all those early 40s that they've already raised their children and they're probably already grandparents and they're still out partying. So, I mean, really, I don't think
it's not no.
Huh?
I'm like, I think there's no age for that.
No, I think, pero I guess basically the Latino culture es más, se espera más.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I guess, all I say is as long as you live your life. Like, I have this daughter of mine that, wow, she's really living the life that I would have loved to live.
She go on vacation.
she's like working and she's like constantly, she's like, bye mom, I'm leaving, bye, I'm leaving. I was like, wow.
And that's good because she's not married.
Mm-hmm.
She has a boyfriend, but she's not married, no kids, so they're living their life before.
Yeah, y eso es lo bonito porque está soltera, le piensa bien y todo. Because I've always told them, I've told my two girls, remember, getting married, es ya otra pareja. You're gonna have to like do everything, including them y todo, like acoplarse. Having a kid, your sleep is gone. Your sleep is gone.
I love sleep.
Exactly. My two girls, they love their sleep. They love it. So, this oldest one, she thinks about it very well. Y es bonito porque está viviendo lo que la mayoría de las que deberían de vivir a su edad. Like, go out, have fun, party, and take the next day to rest. ¿Verdad? ¿Qué bien se siente?
Yep.
Qué bien se siente que you get home by like 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning and you don't have to worry the next day that somebody's going to go, Papa, I want to eat.
Exactly. I'm like, I know.
So, see? So, really, I guess, there's no really exact time frame.
I think there's not. Because I think you can get engaged at it.
But not only that, ¿sabes qué también I was thinking? Si te casas, even if you were to get married, un example, like, relationship that they've only met a year and they get married right away, right? And people will probably be criticizing like, why did you get married so fast? But this is what I think. As long as you're smart enough that, yeah, get married, cásate todo, enjoy your partner, enjoy your husband, go out, get to know each other, go party out with him,
See,
just don't have kids.
Yeah, don't have kids yet.
Yeah.
But I think like if you get, let's say if you get married like fast within months, I think with the marriage it's like you still getting to know the person and todo. I mean,
but see, the thing is also, okay, yeah, but if it doesn't work out, but if you have no kids, I think it's less of a problem that you just like leave the marriage and nobody really gets hurt because there's no child, involved. Es como dicen que si te vas a divorciar, divórciate de tu pareja, no de tus hijos.
That's true.
Como,
mostly men do. I'm sorry, but y'all do.
Mostly, yeah. It's sadly but true. Mostly when there's divorce, there's guys, that they're divorcing their wife, but they're also divorcing the children, which is like, no manches, te casas con la mujer, no con, tus hijos son para toda la vida. But I say that if you're so anxious to get married, go for it, and even if you're like 20, 21, go for it, but don't have a child.
And wait.
Yeah. Get to your couple, get to go out, parties.
That's what mostly happens when they get married. Like, that's what it goes down here.
But you know why? It's because I think I might be wrong, but I think it's because they usually have a kid right away.
Yeah.
And what happens? O sea, the child. You really didn't get to know your husband. Yeah, your husband as a living partner. To see to get to know their ways. So you're stressing and trying to get to know their ways, like si son limpios, son desordenados, o si o también que si tienen diferentes gustos, or like those pet peeves. And then you have to deal with the brand new baby, the hormones y todo. So it's like,
that's when the marriage starts.
Yeah, I think that's when the marriage starts going like down, because you immediately introduce something new to a couple. You're barely getting used to each other. And then you have to get used to a third person.
That's true.
A third, you have to include that one in your life too. So I think that's probably what really, really messes up, because because what I noticed, like the few marriages I do know that they got married, they didn't have kids right away.
They waited.
Yeah, and they had them like after 5 years, after 5. And then you see them now because they're around my same age, and they're like stronger than ever. They're bond. Why? Because they bonded as a couple, like just themselves without no little third person involved.
They're waiting.
Yeah, and then just like they had their kids, they were strong.
What? But I was gonna be like, wait, no, but when you got married, no, you had a child.
Yeah, exactly. I guess the only reason why mine is still going on, probably not as strong, but not weak either, is because I made it clear to myself that I wasn't gonna, ¿cómo se dice? I wasn't gonna like let it go so easily, like a marriage fall because of my kids. I said I don't want my kids to have the life I had growing up. But of course, I did say to myself, there's 2 things I would never put up, and I would definitely, say, if my husband will beat the crap out of me, que fuera, like, I said, I saw that growing up. I said, that's something, I feared for myself as a child. I did not want my kids to fear that. Like I feared locking myself in the restroom because I didn't want to hear it, locking myself because I didn't want to be the next one under my father's fist. And another one, that if he works and he has the money to, that from his paychecks, and instead of him filling up the fridge, he decides to go like to the bars or go spending with women. I said, bye. Because I'm pretty sure my kids are going to be way better off than living that life that I lived. Those are the only 2 things I said, Now, yo no aguantaría, y gracias a Dios, I've been able to keep it, pero gracias a Dios, because no me tocó un hombrecito.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, bless it, because if not, oh no, I will not be there still, because no, o sea, the heck no, I mean.
Hey, not just that, he's a good dad.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good dad, and he's a good grandpa too.
He is. I always tell my girls, I go, man, I'm so jealous of y'all. You have the father I wish I had. I told them, I'm so jealous of y'all. So, I mean, they should like really take advantage, because, like, no, let me get you. Ya me voy a poner como la hermana de Jesús.
Oh, with the little neck, she's crying.
I even had to like get it like al ladito. Yeah, get your, because that's an emotional thing for me. Like saying, gets me so emotional because they actually had the dad. I mean, like, I think any little girl will
I think that's the thing. Last night when I was texting Cindy, she showed me a video and I was like, why are you showing me that? Especially when you get to topic. I think for us, with our father, I think that is a sensitive
subject.
That is a sensitive subject for us. And it's hard to open, and I think that's why we get so teary. Mm-hmm. And there was this video she sent me, and I need to show you too. I think I posted it on my Instagram, but it's a video that the girl's talking about when we get raised only by one parent. It's like we don't know what we're looking for in a relationship, so we just go with anything.
In other words, I guess
It's compared to a girl that was raised by both her parents. You know, she had her father figure, and that's the image that they're showing them. You know, like, hey, you know, this is a guy, you know, that I want just like my dad. You know, that showed them how to protect and love the mom and todo eso. So I was like, I think that hit me. I was like, oh my god. Compared to somebody who was not raised by both their parents, you know, they don't know what they're looking for, so they just go with anything. Like, not anything, but they're okay with anything, you know, like it doesn't.
And then I guess they don't put their standards up.
Yes.
They don't set their standards high.
Yes.
Because they didn't have a role model to go by. Yes,
and I feel that's what I come in. You know, my standards are not so high because I wasn't raised by.
You didn't have a father figure.
Yeah, I didn't have a father figure, and then like she was telling me too. Cindy was telling me, you need to stop saying, you know, like, oh, you don't need help, or no, I'm not going to tell him, you know, that you're going to do it by yourself, you know. And I was like, Cindy, it's kind of hard, you know, when you got raised, you know, in a house where a single parent, you know, your mom works a lot, you know, and I got raised, you know, because I lived with mom the longest, you know,
yeah.
You know, and I told her, it's kind of hard, you know, when you're raised, when you've been with mom for the longest, you know, especially me, I was with her the longest, that I got raised, my mentality is thinking, oh, you don't need a man. You don't. You know, you're independent. You do it by yourself. You need to do it for yourself. Don't ask a man for help and this and that. That's what I told Cindy. It's kind of hard for me to ask my partner or help me, you know. That's what I told Cindy. I can't do that, you know. It's hard because mom raised me by, you don't need a man. You know, be independent. You know, you do it by yourself.
I don't think that she raised you like that. I think that's what you saw.
That's what, no.
Yeah, and by constantly hearing it, constantly seeing it, it's just like, you picked it up.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what I'm like that. I don't like asking them for help or anything. And she's like, yeah, but then you stop being like that. I'm like, I know, I'm like, but it's hard.
Something they probably have to work at, and it's probably
I told her that. I'm like, I know I need to work on that. I'm like, but you know, like, you know, I'm like, it's alright, you know, but I know I need to work on that. That's something that I do.
See, that's another subject that we were discussing the other day too, is what we saw at the house, our parents were, has an impact on the way our life is.
Yeah.
And it's very hard, but not impossible. Not to repeat that cycle, but it's hard. It's hard. You just have to really stick to it and have balls and say no, because you just admitted it. That's what you saw. Mm-hmm. You just heard it a lot, and you just can't help it. You're like that.
My mentality is like
your mentality
is like that. Like, oh, I don't need a man. I'll do it by myself, which is not bad, you know. Like, excuse me, it's not bad. Like, oh yeah, you're doing it by yourself, but sometimes I know you need help.
So once in a while, I mean, it's not so bad to get some help or ask for help, because I mean, hello, we're all human. We need help once in a while. So I'm like,
I know, that's what I was sensitive. Like, I know I need to work on that. And I know, but I'm like,
oh, you'll get there, sis. But you have to.
I know, but that's what. Oh, what's my ass working? But
you have to really stick to it. So that's how it is, guys. So at the end of the day, I guess there's no exact same time to get married, pero también se corre el riesgo that whenever you date someone for so long, de repente out of nowhere, like, oops, yeah.
Like your what?
You know, like, that you don't end up in marriage when you date someone so long.
That's true.
O sea, that's one of my fears too, de repente. for one of my girls, es lo que siempre le digo, like, because I mean, like, we've seen it in the family. Well, on my husband's side, we've seen that. They dated for so many years, and then we're all expecting the wedding y todo, y luego, boom, nothing. They're over. They broke up, and it's been like, whoa, and then they end up dating someone else, and then within a year or two, boom, they get married right away. I guess se espantaron que digan, oh my God, how about that happens to me again?
That's true.
So see,
I never thought about that until right now you're telling me.
Because the ones, I mean, the families, from my husband's side of the family, the ones, 2 or 3 of them that happened, they did it for so many years, nothing happened, and they meet the next one within no more than 2 years. They meet and get married. And like, man, so why? Entonces digo yo, ¿para qué se esperaron tanto?
I can't relate to it.
No, but that's just being the fact is when to get married or not. So I don't know, it's kind of weird, but anyways, so no, esta no se va a querer casar anyways. No. I should probably have a child first and get married.
I feel like I'm not.
No, that you're probably gonna have a child first than getting married. O sea, tú eres bien capaz de tener mejor un bebé que casarte.
Well, I've always said, I've always said I don't believe in marriage.
So there's a better chance that you.
I don't. And it's like, why? You should believe in true. Yeah, I believe in true love. I do, but I don't believe in marriage. I think because I've seen so many like disappointments, divorces. I'm like, I know. And then like I've seen like what Cindy's going through her divorce is like, I know it's too much. And I can't.
It's funny because it's so cheap to get married. Well, si te casas por el civil, right? It's very cheap because just pay that fee y vamos. But to get divorced, wow, sale más caro.
That's what Mitch was telling us. I was like, man.
You know what? But sometimes I think that's why los matrimonios que se casan por la iglesia at the beginning, I think that's why they last longer than the ones that
civil.
Yeah, because think about this.
But you're married through civil and you're still going strong.
No, but la mayoría. La mayoría. I'm not saying la mayoría. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I was thinking, qué curioso, ¿por qué? And then I came to a conclusion, well, duh, because it cost them so much money to get married. Because think about it. Los que se casan por la iglesia, they do waste a lot of money. They do. Because lo quieren en grande.
Yeah.
O sea, sea que te cases aquí en un salón, un wedding venue, they're expensive.
Don't get married at civil yet, wait.
They're expensive, the wedding venues here. Or even if you were to get married, like, como si fueras que eres de rancho, te casas allá, también es una feria. Because quieres grupo, quieres esto, que el otro.
Rancho?
Yes. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, probably getting married at rancho is cheaper than here, because allá como a lo mejor ponle como unos $6,000-$7,000, you have a big ass wedding, por iglesia y, al aire libre. So my gente como quieras, 5,000 to 8,000, well, probably now it's 10, probably 5,000 to 10,000 para una. Y si te casas aquí, what you're looking at a wedding venue, the cheapest probably un small one, probably what, 20,000. So think about it. I think that's exactly probably why le piensan mucho los que se casan por la iglesia. Well, not only that they waste so much money, but le están fallando a la promesa de Dios.
That's true.
So they're gonna be going against God, lo que prometieron. Pero I think that's probably why they put more effort, I think, because really nowadays I think.
No, I think something depends on the person.
No, es que también, it's because think about it. If you're gonna take that step, you really have to think about it, because, unless you're rich. Unless if you're rich, pues, ¿qué tiene? Cásate 2 o 3 veces como que tienes el dinero. La verdad.
Like J-Lo, Kardashians,
Yes. Why do you think they get married so many times? Acá big old weddings because they have the money.
What are you talking about, when they're having kids? Oh yeah, they keep having kids. If they got nannies, they don't deal with that.
Exactly. They don't even have to double, think about it twice about having another one.
Mm-mm.
Because they could easily say, hey, el niño, hey, the child, get the child. Pero uno que te deja de nanny, We don't have that, you know. Si no tienes ese big bucks, you need to really think about, you know. So,
I know. So just think about that. Yeah.
ya te traumas. Oh, that
Eso me
money.
trauma.
So, I don't know, but at the end of the day, well, anyways, today was a very short subject because we have like too much going on and she wants to rest and todo.
No, it's not that. It's just It's just we have too many. I have Sebastian Cindy here.
It kind of tenses her up.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, because look at her eyes. She's like just looking that way.
Because I'm looking at him. I was like, what's he doing?
See? So we're like trying to record and she's like, oh. She's como por el rabo del ojo. ¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué estás haciendo? And you can't really, you know, ¿cómo se dice? You can't really like let yourself talk in peace and calmado, right? Look at your eyes.
I know, I'm not really looking at him. Yeah, because he gets in everything.
Yeah, guys. And los que tienen un toddler, you know how it is. Mm-hmm. You cannot really, I mean, like, take your eyes off of them. You cannot. You cannot. So, we just had that little short subject that we want to discuss about the marriage, you know, because I said, well, I go, hold up, let's record, you know, our thoughts. Most of the time I've noticed that we get into topics very deep and I'm like, man, we should have recorded that.
When we're over here, when we're eating or something.
Yes. Como el otro día que Cindy, I was taking care of her kids, so it was your turn today. I was, you know, and that's what she started talking. We started talking about the subject that how us as parents have an impact on our kids, and we went into detail, you know, like personal experiences, her with La Flaca and Flaco, and then I was trying to like refresh. I go, could it be that's the reason, you know, my son de repente he's certain ways, you know. We started like going into it, you know, like, y yo le dije, una hora discussing it, talking about it.
Yeah, I could have recorded it.
Exactly. We're like, man. And that is the reason why we started this podcast, because when we get together, we touch so many different subjects that we have some long talks about it, like really long. And we said, well, why not share with y'all? I mean, it could be something you're going through. Just to give you an idea, you know, like you're not the only ones, you know, it's everywhere. Or, I don't know, just to see if probably can help you reflect in some way. Make a decision. Or, to us, it kind of helps us putting it out there, speaking the words out loud. We could probably hear it and say like, damn, for reals? You know, nosotros solas diciendo like, man, qué tonta. Or no, I should have done it like this. Or, you know.
No, because I think we're not the only ones.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is que ya ves que a veces when you admit stuff out loud, or when you say stuff out loud, como que you think about it more.
Because you mean when I'm sitting by myself, I'm like, why? Yeah, why did I do that? Listen to that.
See, that's what I'm telling you. So it kind of helps, you know, discuss it, talk about it, you know, all of us. Just a simple way how we always had conversations, which we've always had. So many years as siblings, you know, like
we're supposed to do, you know how Father's Day was yesterday. We're supposed to bring that topic. We're like, no, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait till Cindy comes back, and then when we have a brother. So
yeah, to see the impact, you know.
To see the impacts, you know, from
a boy's point of view, which, well, poor hermanito nosotros, only one stuck with 5 girls. Pero see how it impacted on him being a guy, you know, in difference to us being a girls.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it's a good way to, you know, 2 points of view. And to say que a veces que dice que it doesn't have an impact, it does. It does have an impact.
You know what? I used to say that when I was small. Like, oh, you know, it doesn't have an impact. You know, like, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. But now that I'm older, I was like, oh my God, like,
you go back, todo lo que pasaste, you're like, damn, I probably would have had the father figure. I probably wouldn't have done this, probably wouldn't have thought like this, probably, you know, would have set some standards, or probably say, you know, hey, if my dad is always showing me love and affection, why am I going to look for someone that doesn't show me that? Or cosas así, just an example. Or if my dad doesn't like insult me, why am I going to permit a guy to insult me? So, I mean, it does have an impact. It does. So.
No, I don't. So I'm like, oh God. As I tell Cindy, I'm like, stop with the little tear face.
Yeah, yesterday was like to me personally, it was a very like I don't like those kind of days because I didn't have that far. I'm that kind of woman that has a dad but doesn't have a dad. Basically, I have a father, but I don't have a dad.
Because it's not in the picture.
Yeah, I have a father because of, hello, pues por él estoy aquí. You know, por él estamos aquí, right? Pero we don't have a dad because, I mean, he just like, I guess, well, like somebody says, he was just a sperm donor.
Who said that? Oh, that's funny though, because I've said that too. Like, mine was just a sperm donor, you know.
Yeah. So
I mean, I feel like all our dads were like those sperm donors.
I guess we just had sperm donors. We didn't really have dads because really, I mean, that's all they were good for. That's
funny because that's what.
What?
That's one time I told mom that, you know, we were talking that subject. I was like, I wish like things would have been different. You know, I understand, you know, why you did, you know, that why my dad's not in the picture. You know, I told her that, and then like she's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, blah blah blah, you know. And then I was like, yeah, because honestly, I just feel like he was just a damn sperm donor. She's like, cállate, no te estoy diciendo eso. I'm like, well, apparently he is because he's not in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I second that, sis. I second that. Yo nunca lo había visto así, nunca, hasta que lo empecé a oír, oír constantemente.
I told Mom, well, I guess you just wanted kids, you know, so they were just sperm donors.
Yeah. Y dije, well, hey, apparently I came to this world because of that too. Because apparently, I mean, yeah, he was there for those. No, I think we're gonna get off subject.
I know, we're just gonna wait for that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that because we're gonna go into detail on the subject we're gonna do next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be for next week.
Yeah, we just gotta because it's gonna. I think it's gonna be intense and it's probably gonna be a long one too.
No, that's gonna be a long one. I feel like it's not just us, you know. I feel like there's more out there that they don't have their dad in there.
Yeah.
In their picture, you know. So it's kind of.
Yeah, and power to y'all because todos ustedes que están ahí igual que uno que yesterday was like a very sad day, emotional because tú no tienes ese padre que digas, ay, mira esta fotita con mi papá.
Like, it wasn't that I was a hater. It's just like, wow. Pardon my language. I was like, oops, sorry. Like, sorry I said that. But I was like, oh my god. I'm like, okay. Like, it's just like, I'm tired of seeing this shit.
Damn, Asita, it's not their fault.
I know it's not their fault, but I guess it just gets to me.
Yeah.
It just gets to me. That's why I don't like Father's Day. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't.
Get you.
But it's funny though, because then I posted on my my Facebook. You know, I don't know if you saw. It was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. It's like, Happy Father's Day to my future, the future father of my kids. I love you, babe.
I don't get it.
Telling Happy Father's Day to mommy, you know, because he's not my baby daddy yet.
Oh, but he'll be the future.
Exactly. I'm just playing.
Damn.
It was just a joke.
Este ya con tiempo está like.
It was just a joke. I posted like that was funny.
I didn't see that one. No, that one. I probably would have caught on. I'm probably like, what? No, I mean
it was a meme, and I thought it was funny.
Well, anyways, you know, we feel y'all, everybody who has a father but doesn't have a dad. Ni modo, we just had sperm donors. Oh well.
I'm gonna have to go beep when I said that. Sorry.
No, ¿por qué? It's not like we insulted anyone.
No, but I feel like cause how I said it, like.
Oh yeah, el otro, yeah. No bad words. Yeah.
Like no bad words, please.
Yeah, we gotta refrain from that, please.
Yeah,
no. Anyways, okay, well, guys, this was a short topic, you know, so letting our thoughts out, and hopefully we see you next week. Hopefully my sister's back, and if not, we still have my little brother as a guest. Today we didn't have no drinks. Talking about that, she only had coffee and I had mine.
I should have ordered coffee.
Had my like, ¿cómo es esto? Este es like electrolytes, kind of something similar to Gatorade. It's too hot outside.
Did you work out today?
Yes, I worked out and I was telling Emilia, oh my god, it was horrible. I got home and I took off my clothes and if you go like that, all that water came out like, oh my god, it was a horrible day, horrible. Keep hydrated. If you're in Texas, keep hydrated because it's another scorcher.
I don't want to work out right now. It's it's so freaking hot.
Sis, o sea,
I know you have to.
yes. Anyways, well, that's all for today. Hope you have an awesome week and hope to see you here next week. And remember, we're gonna put the ¿cómo se llama de abajo?
Oh, the link below from the last the last video. It's gonna be on the bottom. Okay, don't forget to look at it.
Yes. Okay, guys. Well, see you next week. Have an awesome week and juice.
Bye. See you next